This is the video that I've been trying to make since July, but there's been so much footage. This is the video that I've been trying to make since July, when I rang in my big 50. Just kidding, not quite yet. When I went from 48 to being 49, and I got to tell you, this was a big number for me, and it really hit me. Is because I realized that this is it in terms of, you know, you never quite think that you are going to be that person that turns 50, right? Or is about to turn 50. And then you realize, decade after decade, how lucky you are to have even come this far. And the life I'm living now versus when I was in California, heck, the life I've lived, period, in the later stages of my life. I had a very tough upbringing as a kid. And I came from really rough childhood. The background, it's all on my YouTube. You can find various stories about my father battling Parkinson's. You can find various stories about a very toxic mother I had, and I no longer have a relationship with her by choice. And I'm sure there's many of you out there in these types of situations. All of that to say this, fast forward, right? Because life goes by like this in a flash. And I woke up, and then it hit me. I think even when I was 48, it didn't even really hit me that it's getting up there. But there was something that happened when I realized the big 49 and success is a lonely road. And I found myself standing on top of this, my own personal mountain of feats. That I've come such a long way. And technically, with the way my life had gone and the things that I have undergone, and even some of the things I put myself through to conceal that pain, it almost feels like a miracle that I'm alive. And I am, you know. I'll make a video about the breath that we have. When I was putting on this hoodie to come out, and I was using the bathroom, washing my hands, looked at myself in the mirror. I was washing my hands, I saw my breath, like this expanding, contracting, expanding, contracting. Here I am walking and telling you a story. I'm so in tune with my body, with my mind, my organs, my spirit. And walking has unlocked all of this. And the older I'm getting, and the wiser I've become, I'm aligning with my very spiritual side. And this is all connecting me to the higher power. Yes, what you're seeing is my girlfriend and I on top of the world at STRATOSPHERE celebrating my birthday. And I paid for the whole thing. Really, anyone could have been my girlfriend or a date. Hey, baby, who's the better team? Brazil.
Colombia.
Brazil.
Colombia.
Brazil.
Colombia.
Capoeira. Brazil.
Colombia.
Hey. Who's the better team?
Colombia.
Brazil.
Colombia.
There would have been the beneficiary, meaning any girl. Take it easy now. Any girl sitting there across the table would have been the beneficiary. It didn't even have to be her. I just knew that I was going to throw down some serious cash, and I wanted to ring in my birthday. It would be nice to have a date or girlfriend at this time, right? And so I'm riding that wave. She's still in the picture, although we still haven't resolved the argument. It's very petty, but pride can be such a yosh, if you know what I mean. And sometimes you do have to walk away from people, and even your girlfriend, to teach them a lesson, or your partner, to teach them what respect is, right? And this happens. Doesn't matter how long you've been together or how short. Because if you don't nip it in the bud early, this thing is gonna blow up in many ways and shapes and forms later down the road. A little bit more wisdom. But as I said, I knew that STRATOSPHERE is where I wanted to be, top of the world. Top of the world in every sense. I conquered moving from California to Vegas, my dream state, living my dream life, and now I'm doing YouTube and walking around the terrains in the mountains of Nevada. I used to watch other YouTubers do this, and now I'm doing it. Slowly growing the channel. and it's been quite the ride, you know. But I think when I turned the 4-9, I went harder on my YouTube because I realized, folks, it's very cold right now. It's under 50. For me, that's very cold. So that's why this hoodie is a lifesaver right now. But you can see my nose is kind of turning red, right? So that's a giveaway. Um, but turning 49 is just essentially reminded me that you're basically less than 1 year away from the big 50. And I remember I got emotional. I was talking to one of my ex-girlfriends. We're still great friends till this day. And she's one of the first people I messaged. Or she messaged me, and then I messaged her on Snapchat. Go figure. And I ended up breaking down just briefly, but it just a burst of emotions. This is because she knows me for 20-something years. We were together for 4 years, and we've been in and out of relationships twice. Me and her. We've seen other people come back, and now she's with someone else. She's one of those lifers, you know, that knows everything about you. So she saw me when I was in a boy band, and how I grew into something else, and then all that great stuff you see in my channel as an artist, as an actor, as a musician, the struggles, my anxiety battles. She saw me through all of that. My dad passed, she was there. So crazy when I mentioned about my father who's no longer here, right? And when you reach this point, when I sat on that restaurant, it was less to do with my girlfriend being there, but more to do with that entire experience. Because I could honestly substitute anyone that I was dating there, and I would still feel the same way. Meaning that it wasn't so much about her, but I made it about the other person as well, is because the joy you have, right? It's got to be shared, and she so happened to be someone I'm dating. So I really had a great time with her, and I do like her a lot, and I think she likes me a lot. But we got to resolve this argument because this is not good. And I'm of the belief that you have to walk away from things at this age if it doesn't serve you, and you have to be very mindful of where and to whom and to how much energy you give at this age, the stress you want to endure, and also this very tactful quote unquote game of life where do they really understand you? And she's not supposed to fully get me. You know, she's 28, which is significantly younger than I am. And if you've seen my other videos, I do end up dating girls who are significantly younger than I am, mostly in their 20s. And I'm not apologetic, as there's no manipulation, there's no games, just how, you know, some of the older women accuse you of, or if you're an older gentleman, groomed, fit, and you kind of have your act together, there's no manipulation. You just have to exist, and your energy and vibe and aura speaks for itself. You know, if you're into self-improvement, especially at this age, it's going to bode well for you for an entire lifetime. And so for me to enjoy that night and let go a little bit like I did, the drinks, the grandes food, right? Fine dining, lobster tail, you know, $200 plates or $100 plates, and shellfish, and is it shellfish? Shellfish. Shellfish. So close. But I didn't look at the price once. I think I ran a tab of just up there on the top of the world. You know, that's a very, very fine dining, and you get the best views. It's just unbelievable, breathtaking views. One of the highest points in Las Vegas is Stratosphere Tower. And a lot of people, I remember I used to come there for vacation from California all the time and never made it out there. I've been to the floor right underneath the top of the world restaurant, but this is a once in a lifetime thing. But why once in a lifetime thing? I actually plan to go back there again pretty soon. Hopefully with her. Although she's making this harder than it needs to be. Folks, the footage speaks for itself. I was in heaven. Had quite a few drinks. Not to the point where I was wasted or passing out. Nothing now. But it was getting up there. It was time to go home, but it was just a dream. Everything that happened there, plus that tower rotates, right? The dining top of the world rotates as you eat and gives you 360 views. So we were there from the sunset. We got there early on as planned. We caught the daylight, light, summer sunset, and then the evening, and then the Vegas Sin City lights lit up the entire um, place, so we could see everything daytime and then nighttime. And I was in disbelief. You could see by my expression, like I was taking it all in. It was so nice to have someone there, special in that sense, to share it with. That was just the icing on the cake. And no, it wouldn't have been the same without her, because she and I started dating August, September of 2023. Yep. So, I mean, what else can I say, right? Life is short. And I said to myself, if you don't make an effort and go all in on your birthday now, then when are you going to, right? Life is so precious. It's not guaranteed, and not everyone will ever get to do what I'm doing. And, it's ironically a few weeks after that day, I would turn in my resignation notice at work and quit my highly paid, highly stressful job, and call it the day. So as I stood there on top of the world, I realized that this was time for me to depart, at least for the time being. That corporate job that I had was so extremely toxic that I loved my health more, and I wanted to heal. I wanted to recover, because my body was inflamed, even though I don't look like it. Because I take care of my health and I try to make sure I get my walks in to counter it with the stress, right? But I had to really make a conscious decision to rewind and reverse this extreme stress that I was under. And as they say, stress really kills, right? And it's really true. I felt like I was dying. And so I kind of let my foot off the gas pedal during that week. And then I knew, steering, from the top of the world down. I mean this in a good way, top of the world, and I'm looking at, everything lit below me, Vegas, right? I'm like, I don't care if I'm on top of the world or I'm there, downtown Vegas. I am in Vegas, right? And it hits you. But I built a lifestyle here as well. And of course, you got to pay your bills, and I'm not a millionaire, but I've done well for myself. And I was like, I can actually pull away from all of this, and I don't need to put up with any of this. So toxic. I was teary-eyed, emotional, but the drinks were serving me really well. I was very conscious too. Like, these were very, when you drink, your emotions come out, right? And it brings you closer to your reality. You are definitely vulnerable. So I gave my notice. Yeah, a couple of weeks after. End of July was my last day. And after that, I had to deal with everything that came at me, but I realized I was ready. I was ready to take a break and pull away from the corporate life and launch off and set up my businesses like this one here, right? The goal is one day to grow this channel to a larger audience and inspire thousands, if not millions, to walk and talk and tell your story. Do a daily vlog if you like to, and do what I'm doing. Share your life experiences. Life is well lived when you can share your experiences. Of course, there are some things you want to keep private, but what is private these days, right? People are really showing themselves on Instagram in ways that I've never seen. Half the 80% of the population, if you know what I mean, have only fools accounts, and everything online is softcore corn. So it's almost like, what is privacy these days, right? I like YouTube better is because it really allows you to be the authentic you. That's it. It really allows you to be the authentic you, and it helps. It's therapy. I talked about this. YouTube is therapy, and that's what I'm doing. I'm sharing my life experiences. In a way, I'm walking and talking, but I'm also giving you glimpses of Las Vegas and the lifestyle that I have, that I'm living here. And at this age, I'm full of life, full of vigor. I don't want to make this video a depressing one either, but there's an uplifting vibe to all of this, right? Is that I manifested my journey from California to Las Vegas, and I'm living this life here now. I put in the work every single day to have those moments that you're seeing in the B-rolls. Yes, I did fast for the day, and I did plan to do all of those things. Surprisingly, when I woke up the next day, I had a relatively flat stomach because of the whoosh effect, right? Sometimes when your body experiences such a surge of carbs and sugar and stuff, it just goes through this massive cycle where it just flushes your system out. So that's a good thing. That's an advantage. Of course, you can't do that every time now. Don't make this a habit. Those are the cheat days. Those are the fun days. Recovery was about 2 days. You know, I will look back at that moment and be so forever thankful that I was able to, one, afford that kind of lifestyle, and two, to just be there, being so present, being so aware of my decision making, being so thankful that I've come this far. I was being able to leave California the way I did. I think everything about me turning 49 encompasses what has happened in the last 3 years. It's really defined my character. Starting from year 1, 46, 47, and onward to now, having my bilateral hernia surgery, and that teaching me a lot about life. That single-handedly changed my life when I recovered, and there was a second coming and an awakening that I experienced like never before. A lot of things made sense. I feel like my father woke up with me in a sense, and things started appearing differently to me because, of course, he underwent the same procedure, and here I am waking up from the same procedure. And I have my health. At this age, he had Parkinson's, and he was on the downhill. So how could I not express gratitude? You have to learn to celebrate. You have to learn to collect your trophies. You have to learn to walk that stage and learn and realize that when you get this far, I have a lot more to do and achieve. But within my peers, I am pretty far ahead. That's why it's lonely. That's why it's lonely at the top. Whatever your top is, you have to define what your top is. But I don't think anyone ever fully reaches their ceiling, because every time you reach that ceiling seems higher. You're trying to get to the next level. Sorry, folks. Keeping my hands in my pocket because it's like 45 Fahrenheit right now. But I had to come up. I'm just going to do one video here and one video from yesterday that I haven't posted. But this is a longer video that encapsulates essentially what I would have done for 2 videos. But that's life for you, right? What I did, what I'm showing you is living in the moment, being one with yourself, accepting the present. There's no greater moment like the present. And that's what Stratosphere reminded me. A lot of us, I spent a big majority of my life wondering, pondering, and living in the past of what if and what could. Of course, the biggest what if and what could is what if my father was well. And if he was, he could do all of these great things because he was on the trajectory to be a very successful man. And he was a very kind man too, a very good guy, very good dude. Just a very nice guy, got stepped on by my mother all his life. So this is to honor you, my father. I know you're watching down on me. Rest in peace is not even appropriate at this point. You're well below. You're well above there at peace and shining your light on me, and I can feel you every single day. Every single day. This is what life is about. Like you when you are expressing gratitude, when you're journaling and taking yourself through these exercises. He couldn't walk the way this. He couldn't walk. He couldn't walk. He lost his ability to walk, tripping all over the place, and I've never seen anything like this, like Parkinson's, ever in my life before. See, I can't help but keep going back to that topic. It's defined me in this sense. You can never really let it go. And that's why now, flipping gears, switching gears, is that you have the life you have. And either you make the most of it, either you wither away, you waste it, you abuse your body, you just are reckless with your life, and you only have one life. So you decide what you would like to do and how you'd like to live it. Last I checked, that everything that I have done in these last few years has been with my own two hands. Own two hands. And a beautiful mind. And I'm addicted to progress. I'm addicted to, success within reasonable measure and means. Not at all cost. Sometimes it is at all cost, but I've been fortunate enough to live a certain way and build a life a certain way. And the good news is I'm looking to make a comeback again in the corporate world. And I'm in the process of a couple of interviews right now. It's on the up and up, but we'll see. I'll be in San Antonio, Texas next week for a couple of days, giving my final presentation, the meet and greet. So hope all goes well. It should go well. And then I'll come back and watch this video. So and if I don't get the job, I don't get the job. But there's a good chance I'll be back in corporate in July, in mid-January, if this all goes well. I'm losing my voice because of the cold. And be making well above six figures, meaning in the higher six figures. What a great life to try to get back into that at this age and have the bandwidth, the mental clarity, the awareness, the vigor, the strength, the life. I'm full of life. To have that critical thinking ability, to be able to break down complex information, right, and simplify. Like, you don't get these many do-overs, and that's why stress and pressure sometimes makes diamonds. And I talk about the toxic environment that I was in at the prior work, but some of those skill sets are trickling over into these interviews that I'm doing, and these jobs are less harder, still very well paying, a little less more technical, and that job by far was the hardest thing I've ever experienced in my previous life. It's a fintech role, but heavy technical based. People go to schools for CIS, computer information systems and technical stuff. I had zero. I don't have a degree in tech. So go figure. I still did that job for over 2 years, and I did it pretty well, given what they threw at me. So here we are, folks. I'll end it on this note. I don't know if I'm ending it. Let's see how this goes. I'm losing light, but I had this big, hunch about announcing my age on social media, and I did. There were a few people who cared. Obviously, the ones that I expected, and the ones that I also thought didn't. And this all comes down to social media announcing and all that. I am so far ahead into this journey, this spiritual transformation journey, that next year, when I actually do turn 50 next summer, I don't feel the need to post and announce it, because nobody cares. I do plan to celebrate very quietly, but in a very upscale manner, to celebrate this in a very grandeur fashion. I don't know what that looks like yet, but it'll be very quiet. I don't feel like being around a lot of people. Actually, nobody. If I have my girlfriend, then that's cool. If I have a new girlfriend, then hey, that's all right. You see how I'm going with this, right? Nothing is certain in life. Who you are with today doesn't mean that you will be with them tomorrow. We're all free spirits and passerbys. Nobody is yours forever. Like, we can't control anyone. People should stay if they want to stay, and people will leave when they want to leave. Actions matter. Your promises and words don't. Look at this. So cool, no? So cool. I'm doing this in Las Vegas. What do I have? What more can I say? I'm just taking you through therapy. This is my therapy. As I talk about life, as I talk about aging, as I talk about wisdom, as I talk about my experiences, this is all spiritual. For me, I'm not a very religious guy, but this is all spiritual in every sense. It's so healing. It's amazing. It's so healing. I'm hoping that you're vibing off of this video and seeing that you can actually do this yourself. And I was in my head so much, and I still am sometimes. I've just done a better job of getting out of it. It's taken me nearly 50 years to get out of it, and I'm not, and I'm still completely not out of it. So my goal is to also help and save you, the young ones, the time, the headache, and share the wisdom that I have, these life stories, wherever you are, your 20s, your 30s, heck, 19, 18, 19, 30s, even 40s, even older. Some of us never fully recover from life's experiences, right? Folks, I'm really losing the lighting. Yeah, I'm really losing the lighting. This video has served its purpose. It's run 25 minutes or so long. Hopefully you enjoyed the stratosphere footage. This is my second video that I've done on stratosphere. One of my very earlier videos I did was a solo trip I made when I met my girlfriend. I think very early on in the early dating stages, I made a trip there alone. So that video is up. I'll try to link it if I remember to this video, but it is on my channel. You can take a look at it. Woo! Got really cold. Okay, folks. 26, 27 minutes here is a long time to be talking, and when I came out here, I just didn't know I would be talking for this long. It's like my 50 turning 50 video. Really, that's what I was trying to say. Is just like when I made that announcement, I felt like I turned 50 already. So that was my big announcement, and I'm over it. I'm looking forward to more quality years, and of course, none of this is possible if you what? Don't walk, don't do your fasting, don't drink enough water, don't give sleep priority, right? All these things, stress reduction. And I never thought I would say this, but also not to never get married. And I said it, to never get married. You can check out my other videos on why I think the way I do, but I said it. Okay, across the road, folks. It's getting busy. I get to the other side. If you have any thoughts, questions, experiences you'd like to share, please do. Okay, hope you had a good time watching this video. I love Las Vegas. I love my life. I love you all. Get your walk in. Mamba out.